How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battle. Today we're about battle versus Gorillas, also known as Elliot, from the Discord server in the OU tier. Go ahead and join the Discord server. It's the best place to go for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battles right now. There's a link in the description down below. And friendly reminders, drop a like on the video and subscribe if you haven't already. We're on our way to 20k by the end of the year, and I'd love for you to be a part of that journey. So looking at his team, he's got a Revavroom, which is really interesting. Mamoswine, Zoroark, Zapdos, lots of Z's. Latios and Spiritomb, which is really interesting. So let's see what we can do here. I'm looking towards leaning with Ribena, the Ninetales, just so that we can go for the Overworld straight away, because it looks like they don't have a Defogger, or a Rapid Spinner for that matter, or a Brick Breaker. So I think we're probably safe to do that, and if we can get the Stealth Rocks up, that'd be just great. They may lead with Zoroark, which would be absolutely fine. Anyway, Flamethrower, we should take that, no problem, and get the Aurora Veil up straight away. And the battle begins. Good luck, have fun, Elliot. So they're going to lead off with Big Mama, which is going to be the Mamoswine, as we lead off with our Ninetales. So it's not a bad matchup at all. We can definitely do something with this. So let's get the Snow up. That's going to boost their defense as well. Got to remember that. We'll go straight for an Aurora Veil because we outspeed. There's no reason not to. Get that Aurora Veil up. And it's up for good now. Well, until for the 8 turns that it's got up anyway. Let's see what they do. They go for a Stealth Rocks. Makes sense to me. Go for your Stealth Rocks. Now, they'll probably expect us to switch out here into maybe the Heatran since we have Air Balloon, but they may not know that. So they may expect us to go into something like the Great Tusk or the Dugong. So they may switch out. But I'm going to go for the Encore anyway, just to see. There we go. We go for an Encore on the Stealth Rocks. Keep them putting them rocks up, which is absolutely fine by me. There we go. Stealth Rocks going up. And now we can bring in something that's going to threaten the Mamoswine. And I'm leaning towards Dugong, but at the same time I don't want to take that unnecessary Stealth Rock damage. So I'm leaning towards Great Tusk to scare out of Rapid Spin. That's what I'm going to do. So let's go Great Tusk real quick. There we go, withdrawing on Ninetales. They may withdraw. But they may not at the same time. So let's see how this plays out. So Tuscady's coming in. Now obviously we're going to go for a Rapid Spin here. And that'll be pretty obvious to my opponent. They're going to switch out themselves. And they're going to go into McQueen, which is the Revavroom. But here's the problem. Is it the Revavroom or is it the Zoroark? There's no way for us to really know. I know I can take a hit from the Zoroark because of the Aurora Veil. So we could go for a knockoff here just to find out, because they're either going to switch out. If they don't switch out, then they're clearly the Zoroark, basically. We can get a KO with a knockoff. So let's go for it. They do go for a parting shot though, so that tells me they are the Revavroom. And they're probably going to expect either an EQ or a Rapid Spin here. So let's see how this plays out. Either way, we're going to break the illusion if it is Zoroark. Heck, it'll probably even KO even after the minus attack. In comes Illuminati, which is going to be the Latios. We go for a knockoff. It's super effective, does nearly half. And it knocks off their Soldu, which is great. So we can't Rapid Spin on a Latios because it's just going to Luster Purge us to death. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to go into Primarina. Primarina is Assault Vest. We're immune to Draco Meteor. And we don't resist, but we can definitely take a Luster Purge. Especially now it's Soldu's gone. We can definitely do something with that. So Primarina comes in. There we go. Get some Stealth Rock chip, which is unfortunate. As they're going to Terastallize. So Terastallizing Latios is interesting. What are they going to go into, though? Are they going to go Terra Psychic to get that extra power? Steel. Interesting. So Terra Steel Latios is very interesting. So looking at the team now, they have a bit of a water weakness, which is great for us. So the Luster Purge comes through under the Aurora Veil, and the Assault Vest is not doing anything to us. Does lower our special defense, though, which is unfortunate. And the snow is going to stop, so that's fine. Let's go for a Sparkling Aria, because there's really no reason not to. Everything on the team doesn't appreciate it. So they go for a Flip Turn, get on out of there. Latios with Flip Turn is pretty cool, to be fair. Latios with Flip Turn is pretty cool. Okay, in comes McQueen once again, the Revavroom. Let's see what they're going to go for here. So we go for a Sparkling Aria. Does a lot of damage. Not enough to KO, and it isn't the Zoroark. So now we're going to go back into Great Tusk and hope they don't go for a parting shot. I'm hoping they go straight for the KO on the Primarina. So Tuscany is going to come in once again. Now, they may bring in the Latios once again for us. They go for a Gunk Shot, though. That's going to do nothing to us under the Aurora Veil, especially. So I'm going to go for that Rapid Spin. I'm going to try and get rid of these rocks. They are going to withdraw the Reverum, which tells me their choice because they went for a parting shot last time and they outsped us. So they're going to bring in Electrifying the Zapdos. A great counter to Great Tusk, to be fair, but it isn't the Zoroark, as we're able to go for a Rapid Spin real quick, which is great. So that's great. And no static. No static. So Aurora Veil is going to wear off. We do have a switch in Heatran. I didn't want to lose my Heatran's Bloom, but we may as well just do it anyway. It's our best switch into Zapdos, really. So they may go for a Volt Switch, predicting the switch. If they do, that's a good play. But I think it's more likely they go for a Hurricane here, or an Air Slash, or whatever it gets. So let's see what they do. They do go for a Hurricane, and they don't miss, which is nice. Bounces right off my Heatran like it's nothing, but we do get the confusion, which is unfortunate. So, what do we do now, is the question. I think they're going to go ahead and switch out into the Spiritomb. So I'm going to go for a Stealth Rock and hope for the best. They go for a Volt Switch, as expected. And probably, like I said, switch into Spiritomb if I had to guess, because Mamoswine doesn't want to take a Flash Cannon or a Magma Storm, that's for sure. Hennessy comes in, which is going to be the Spiritomb as expected. So Spiritomb comes on in. Let's see what this Spiritomb can do. Let's see if we can break through Confusion first. Come on, break through. We get the Stealth Rocks off, which is nice. So Hax isn't against us today, which is great. Hax is not against us, which is great. Let's see what we can do here. So I'm going to go ahead and switch out again. We don't have Stealth Rocks up on our side of the field, so I can freely switch in wherever I want. I'm going to go Primarina. I think Primarina puts a lot of pressure on their team. So if we go Primarina, we should be good. Looking at the rest of the team, Moonblast does a lot to the whole team, even the Reverum because it's on Death's Door. So we should be able to just fire off a Moonblast here, no problem. They go for a Calm Mind now. That's when things start getting problematic, because Calm Mind Spiritomb is a threat. It's a +1 special attack and special defense. We're in a bit of a pickle right now. Let's go for a Moonblast and just see how much damage it does to the Spiritomb first. They're going to withdraw the Spiritomb, which is absolutely fair enough. What are they going to go into? McQueen once again. The Revavroom. Let's see how well it takes this Moonblast. I don't think it does really take the Moonblast at all. It's 4 times resisted, but it's Primarina at the end of the day. As down goes the Lightning McQueen over there. So Revavroom is out of the way. I want to use Revavroom again. It's such a cool Pokemon. Really cool Pokemon. Alright, in comes Electrifying the Zapdos. So we know it's the real Zapdos because of the damage it's taken. We could go for an Ice Beam here, but I kind of want to preserve my Primarina for later. So instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Iron Thorns. The reason I'm going Iron Thorns is because I can't decide whether they're going to go for a Hurricane or a Volt Switch. And either way we resist it with Iron Thorns. We even resist Heat Wave. And it can't Terra, so we wall this thing to oblivion. So they go for a Hurricane and miss, which is fantastic for us. And now I'm leaning towards Dragon Dancing. I think I will Dragon Dance with Iron Thorns. I think that's the way to go. So they go for a Volt Switch. It's going to do a bit of chip damage to us. Not too much damage, though. Nothing to worry about. And they're going to go back. And they probably go into the Mamoswine, I would say. Illuminati comes in, which is going to be the Latios. Now, this thing isn't Terra'd, so we know it's the Zoroark. That's for sure. We go for a Dragon Dance. And we're going to get our attack and speed up to sky-high levels, which is amazing. So, knowing this is the Zoroark, we're going to have to go for a Rock Blast. I like how it says not very effective, as if it is Terastal, but it's not. It's not. So let's go for a Rock Blast real quick. So there we go, Rock Blast comes through. And with the loaded dice, that's going to easily KO the shiny Zoroark. Nice and shiny, gotta love it. So we go for a Rock Blast once again. And then for a third time to take out the Hisuian Zoroark, which is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. There we go. Again comes Hennessy, which is going to be the Spiritomb. Now, they're probably thinking this thing's probably physically defensive. Can definitely take a Rock Blast, a 5-hit Rock Blast probably. But can it do much to us in return? That's the real question. So I'm going to go for that Rock Blast real quick. We don't miss, which is nice. And let's see how much damage we're doing. So that is looking like a 5-hit KO, I think. No, they may live with like 1 HP. Oh, no, we only hit 4 times. So they go for a Will-O-Wisp. No! If only we had something to counteract the Will-O-Wisp like a Lumberry, but we have to have loaded dice on this set. That is unfortunate. So Iron Thorn's strategy of winning this thing is now ruined. Absolutely ruined. As they can just bring in Mamoswine the next turn and take us out of an EQ, which is unfortunate. But I want to get as much damage off as possible, so I'm going to go for another Rock Blast to take out this Spiritomb. It should take it out despite the burn. As there we go. Even after 4 hits, it still takes out the Spiritomb, which is great. So Iron Thorns did really well this game, but they did manage to put a stop in its tracks with the Will-O-Wisp, which is absolutely brilliant play on my opponent's behalf. Alright, in comes Big Mama. So this thing can definitely pull this back for them against the Iron Thorns, that's for sure. It's going to take some Stealth Rock Chip. I think they definitely go for an EQ here. I would Terra Flying, but it's a bit of a waste on a burn Pokemon looking at it. Especially with the Latios being all like Terastal and stuff. So let's go for a Rock Blast anyway. Just to get some damage off on this thing. Because it's still going to do some decent damage if it hits 5 times. 3. 4. Can we get a 5th? We do get a 5th, which is nice. Unable to get them down to red though, which is a shame. As they go for an EQ, and that's definitely going to take out Iron Thorn. So you don't mess around with threats, you go straight for the KO. But luckily we put a few holes in their team. Mamoswine's weakened, Zapdos is, well, Zapdos is full, and Latios is semi-weakened as well. So that's pretty good stuff from the old Iron Thorns over there. So what next? I would say we go into our Dugong, or we go Primarine. I think Dugong is the best play. Oh no, Aurora Veil, Ninetales. No, Dugong's the best play because we don't want him to set up Stealth Rocks again. So let's go. I was going to go for the Aurora Veil, but I don't want Stealth Rocks up. Definitely not. So let's go for a Liquidation real quick. So they go for an EQ. They do outspeed us, but we can definitely take that, no problem. Is it just over half? We go for a Liquidation. Down goes the Mamoswine, which is amazing. So it's Ice type versus Ice type, and it's Dugong that comes out on top, which is great. In comes Electrifying. Now, we can still use Dugong for later with an Ice Shard. It could definitely be useful. So we'll just switch straight out into Heatran real quick. No real reason not to. And there we go, bringing in Heatran to basically take any hit from this Zapdos, no problem. They go for a Volt Switch, though, which is going to do a decent bit of chip damage. Takes us right down to yellow, which is unfortunate, because it means the Latios can now come in with a Surf or an Aura Sphere and take us out. So let's see what they do. They bring it in. Has it got anything to touch Heatran? That's the real question. Don't think it does. Let's go for a Magma Storm. They do have the T-Bolt, which is not going to KO us, unfortunately for them. As Magma Storm connects, and down goes the Latios. So there we go. But this does make us a bit susceptible to the Zapdos, as now Zapdos pretty much goes through our team a little bit here. Ninetales can come in and finish it off, I'm sure, but I want to see how much damage the Ice Shard from the... there's the Zapdos once again. It's heavy duty boots, we know that. I want to see how much damage the Ice Shard from the Dugong does first. So they go for a Thunderbolt. Take out my Heatran with a critical hit. Not that it mattered. Not that it mattered. And then we'll go into Dugong, just to get some little bit of chip, because basically what I want to do is, I don't want the Zapdos to live a Freeze Dry, go for a Heat Wave, and then proceed to go for my team. So I'm going to go for a Dugong switch first. There we go, Dugong comes through. We're not playing around with no Dugongs. Let's go for that. We could actually go for the Tera Fairy Triple Axle. I think I'm going to go for the Tera Fairy Triple Axle, because then we'll resist. Well, we'll not resist, but we'll be neutral to the electric type attack they go for. And we may live it. We may just live it, because Dugong has some natural bulk to it. So let's Tera Fairy real quick. Just see if we can get the Triple Axle off. If we can't, it's no big deal. We've got the Ninetales in the back. They go for a T-Ball. Can we live? No, they got a critical hit again, which is unfortunate. So Gong goes down with the Tera Fairy. Should have made it Terra Ground, really, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter now. That's very situational. So now we just go into Ninetales, and we go for a Freeze Dry to take this thing out. I really thought Dugong would live that Thunderbolt, but obviously the crit came along, ruined our plans, which is unfortunate. Someone told me I say unfortunate too much, and I've realized in this game that I do. Let's go for a Freeze Dry real quick. Freeze Dry should take out the Zapdos. If it doesn't, then we've got problems. It doesn't. As they go for a Heat Wave, which is definitely going to do a lot of damage, but it's not enough to take out Ninetales. As we go for a Freeze Dry once again. And that is going to be a W for this team, which is great. So I think this team's done well. This is obviously the last battle we're going to be using this team. I've got a Hitmonlee team coming up next, which is really cool. But yeah, GG Elliot, that was a fun one. I really enjoyed that one. But anyway, here is the team. Try it out if you want to. Use the code at the top right corner of the screen. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you did enjoy, of course, leave a like, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff. And with that being said, I'll see you all in a bit.